After suffering through two back-to-back sewage piles, we finally have a good Ghostbusters movie? No, a great Ghostbusters movie? What is this mass hysteria? What's up? What's happening? What's going on? Welcome back to Animation Station. This is for anything and everything animation, including some live action every once in a while. Let's talk about Ghostbusters Afterlife. This movie kicks ass. I loved Afterlife. I love this one. I'm going to keep my review as short as possible so you guys can go see it right away, because this is what every requel should be like. This is the textbook example of how to do a requel. Yes, I know there's also Scream 5 and 6, I know, but I mean, it's not just strictly horror. It is a requel done correctly that is accessible to all ages and all different Ghostbusters fans. And I'm excited to talk about it. I'm not a fan of the series quite yet, but this makes a very promising case to make me one someday. So, let's just talk about it. Here's my written review. I hope you enjoy. Not gonna sugarcoat it. I absolutely loved this one. Pros, great performance from a talented cast, fantastic story, awesome new characters that fit perfectly into the universe, a superb tone that perfectly balanced horror with goofiness. This one leans more into the horror side, so of course I'm gonna like it more. Great effects, consistent pacing, excellent cinematography, very fun action, an emotional finale, good music, perfect use of legacy characters without having them overshadow the entire film, a dignified send-off for my favorite character, Egon, that was genuinely touching, fantastic humor that always landed, two fun post-credits scenes that are both fun callbacks to the original movie, and set up a sequel well simultaneously. Some pretty violent and gruesome moments that push the PG-13 rating, like there is some very violent stuff in here, but it's still PG-13. But it is pushing that PG-13. And high rewatchability. Also, finally, proper female freaking Ghostbusters. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. We finally got female Ghostbusters in live action that don't suck. Thank you. Mixed, Gozer themselves, I made the same mistake, I'm sorry. Gozer themselves, while having a cool redesign, sadly still not a great villain because there's no character development. The second act being a tad bit too slow, and the underdeveloped love story subplot. It's not bad, it just feels undercooked. It needed a little bit more time. Cons, one too many callbacks to the original via the overuse of background music, and one bad line using the W word. I'll just spell it out because I don't want to say it. W-O-K-E. That word, that caused a little bit of eye rolling towards the end. That was the one line that I was just you had to throw that in there. But literally, it's just that one line. That's the only problem. Just that one line. Overall, this was everything I wanted from a requel to the series and then some, and has breathed new life into the franchise. I had an amazing time watching Afterlife, and it's arguably making the original a bit stronger of a film as a result, just by pure association. It goes back to basics, and fully realizes the strengths of that original movie, while also managing to improve many of its faults. And not to mention leaning more towards horror, which again appeals to me as a horror fan. So, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. At all. This is a fantastic movie. This is a great case to make me a fan of this franchise someday on rewatches, and it's one of those requels that actually manages to make the original movie even stronger. So, I literally have nothing but praise for this movie. My little minor nitpicks are just little scars and just itty-bitty little things that can easily be fixed. But overall, though, this movie deserves nothing less than a final verdict of a high 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, the highest score I've ever given to any of these movies in this franchise, and easily my personal favorite of the entire series. And it makes me appreciate the original more. Not sure I can say I'm a full-on fan of the franchise quite yet due to the wild inconsistency, but I'll gladly rewatch this one any day, and had I seen it when it came out back in 2021, it probably would have made my best list. Highly recommended. In fact, I'm so enthusiastic about this movie that I'm actually going to give a new final verdict to the original movie, because this movie manages to make that movie look even better by just pure association and the way that it inadvertently leads story-wise into this newer installment. And because of that, I'm gonna bump up the original a slight bit to a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for the original movie. It is a really good movie. It's just still a little bit overrated. Watching it back to back with Afterlife really displays more of its strengths, forgives more of its shortcomings, and just how well it unknowingly led into it story-wise. Like, seriously, watch this one, pretend 2 doesn't exist, throw that awful 2016 movie into the pits of hell, and then go straight into Afterlife. Like, that's all you need. You need Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters Afterlife. You don't gotta watch 2, and you don't have to watch or suffer through that bad reboot. So, yeah, this is an awesome movie that perfectly sets up the foundation to be built upon in a sequel. But unfortunately, they did none of that. Because unfortunately, we have to end on a big, wet, frozen dog turd. And back to the same old inconsistency. See you next time for a frozen piece of garbage known as Frozen Empire. And that one, I'm gonna have a lot to say, so buckle up. Watch this movie. See you next time for a piece of crap.